friends, this is Arkadeep. So our today's class is based on the AWS. So we'll see what is AWS, how it works, and some basics of AWS. So I am making this video for especially who have a kind of experience in other domain but want to change their job in the field of AWS, as well as those are the students those have passed out in this year or just have passed out 1 or 2 years. And first we have to learn like what is cloud computing. Okay, so cloud computing is kind of, I can break the word cloud and computing into two pieces. One is cloud, one is computing. So first term is cloud. Cloud is nothing but the internet. So I think we all know that what is the internet is. So when you need to connect to the world that are not in your network or LAN, you have to use the internet. Okay, now coming to the second part, that is computing. Computing is nothing but virtualization. If we put cloud and computing all together, so we can say that virtualized compute environment over internet or intranet can be thought of as a cloud computing. I can say that cloud computing is when you see a computer or server which is provided to you by someone else. That means whatever we are using, the server, all the resources that we are using has been provided to you by someone. So who is the someone? The cloud provider. So who is the cloud provider? In AWS, Amazon is the cloud provider. So AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Okay, so we know that cloud is internet and computing is virtualization. Creation of virtual version of something can be thought of as a virtualization. So what is something in our case? That is RAM, server, storage, etc. So with the help of AWS, we can create the server, that is EC2. So EC2, we will go through this thing. We'll learn this thing later on. But now I'm just briefing this. Like we can create a server. We can attach some volume or storage like S3 or EBS block storage. Okay, EBS is nothing but block storage. So that I'll show you later on. I'll just draw one diagram so that you can easily understand this thing. Like suppose this is your computer which is in Mac. Okay, and requires to use Windows machine. So there are two possibilities. Either you have to purchase one Windows machine that requires very extra cost. Second one is with the help of virtualization to make a virtual machine on your Mac machine. Okay, to do that you have to install hypervisor, which is VMware. So I can install the VMware over here on the top of my operating system. This is VMware. Okay, so VMware I can install on the top of our operating system. Okay, so this is called hypervisor. For on-premise services, they use here ISO images. The ISO image just provide that information of the operating system. Okay, so what we have done to create virtual machine or to create the virtualization, first on my Mac I just installed the VMware. Okay, which is nothing but hypervisor. There is an ISO which provides the image of the operating system, and on the top of the VMware we can create the machine or server which is called virtual server. Okay, so this has become a virtual machine. So this is something called virtualization, to creation of virtual version of something. So I have created this virtual version of this thing. Okay, so now the question is, all the storage, RAM and all of this computer will be provided from where? So will be provided from the hosted machine. So this is the virtual machine and this is the hosted machine from where we have hosted this virtual machine. Clear? So all the resources should be provided by this machine only. Okay, and now I'll move forward to the hypervisor. What is hypervisor? Hypervisor is nothing but a software which allows to create a virtual machine. Okay, there are two types of hypervisor. One is type 2, one is type 1. You have hardware like this on the top of the operating system like this one. Install the hypervisor, and on that hypervisor I have created the VM, that means virtual machine. Okay, so this is basically type 2. Okay, so this is type 2. So what is type 1? Type 1 is basically all the cloud providers uses type 1 only. Type 1 is basically on the hardware, on the top of the hardware we install hypervisor, not on the OS. Okay, so that is called type 1. Okay, so two types of thing we have seen. One is type 1, one is type 2. So type 1 uses all the cloud provider. Okay, so we have learned the definition of cloud computing as well as the hypervisor, what is hypervisor and all. Okay, so these are the things that we have to understand. So in AWS you have to have the concept of networking, database. I think whoever have completed their bachelor's degree in engineering or MCA, they must have gone through the relational database. Relational database means all the records are stored in the tabular format with row and column, right? We will see here no SQL thing, okay, which is not relational. So today only I'll show you the basics. Okay, so AWS basically Amazon Web Services, which provides the cloud services. Okay, now the question arises, why we require cloud? We require cloud because in on-premise there are many extra headache. If you have one company and you are using the on-premise thing, like whatever data you are storing in the data center, everything is your responsibility only. Okay, so to set up the data center, what we require, to purchase one land we have to invest a huge amount of money, first of all. Secondly, we have to build the entire building, and the last part is we have to set up the data center, okay, which includes lots of cost. So if your business goes well, there is no problem. If your business not goes well, there is huge loss. Okay, and if your business goes well also, you have to have carry so much of headache. Headaches are like, suppose there is some problem with the server, so you have to have someone hired to fix those issues. You have to hire someone to do this thing. Okay, so this thing we can eliminate with the help of cloud. Cloud is basically everything will be provided to you, like the platform, like the server, the storage, everything will be provided to you. Okay, so billing will be done on the basis of your usage. So the more you use, the more will be the bill. So there is no headache from your side. If anything any problem if you face, you just need to drop an email to the support of the cloud provider. Okay, they will fix the issue. So what are those advantages over on-premise? No capital expenditure, first of all. Number two, everything is charged per second basis. That means the more you use, the more will be you have to pay the bill. Okay. Number three, to have a new server is very easy. Like just some of the mouse click. to launch a new server, you just need to click some button and you will get the server. This is very easy. Okay, but on premise, if you need a server, just think how much thing you have to do. Number 4, provides a very high available solution without any extra effort. Number 5, security, because yeah, obviously the security is more, because whenever you are in on-premise, if you are managing your own company, all the database and all data center and all, you have to think of your security, right? But in cloud computing, the security is more, and that will be provided by the cloud provider only. Okay, so this is the advantage. And flexibility means is you can increase the what can I say, increase the storage anytime, you can increase the number of server anytime, load balancing and all, it's very easy to maintain here. So AWS is basically Amazon Web Services, which is in more than 190 countries at present. So you can say that it's very highly growing services in the entire world in the field of cloud computing. Okay, now I'll come to the point, the model of cloud services. There are 3 models of cloud services. One is IaaS, number 2, that is infrastructure as a service. Number 2 is PaaS, that means platform as a service. And number 3 is SaaS or SaaS, that is software as a service. So I can give you the example of infrastructure as a service, AWS, Microsoft Azure, etc. And in PaaS or platform as a service, I can say that AWS Elastic Beans, Heroku, etc. is the example. Some of the example of SaaS is Google Drive, that we use. We all use Google Drive, right? Google Docs, MS Office 365, everything we use. We get the software from Microsoft and we use. So the end product has been given to us. Okay, so that is called software as a service. You desperately want to have a pizza. Okay, so what can you do? You can make a pizza in your home. To make a pizza, you have to have one kitchen, you have to have all the vegetables, you have to have all the utensils, then you have to cook, then you will get the pizza. So instead of doing this, what we can do, we can hire the kitchen of any restaurant. Okay, so if we hire the kitchen, we will get the kitchen as well as the utensils, correct? So this is nothing but the infrastructure we are getting. So infrastructure, that means IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service. So next what we require the vegetables. So what we can do, we can buy our vegetables from our own and cook, then we can make the pizza. This is number 1 solution. Number 2 solution is what we can do, we can ask the restaurant to provide the vegetables also. So this is nothing but the platform, correct? So this is the example of PaaS in real life. And if we want, we can go to the Domino's and order pizza and have it. So this is software as a service. Okay. So in cloud also, you can say that there are 3 types of cloud. One is public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Public cloud means what are those? Like the clouds, those uses internet, like AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. Those are example of public cloud. Private cloud, which uses intranet, that means Red Hat, Dell EMC, etc. are the example of private cloud. And hybrid cloud, it uses both, that means internet plus intranet. So right now there is no example of that, because no such providers is there who uses hybrid. Now coming to the AWS. So AWS, we can see that this is a console of AWS. Okay, so you have to register yourself here. Once you got registered, you will see the screen like this. Okay, so here all the services, see that compute, containers, storage, database, machine learning, analytics, okay, security, satellite, blockchain, everything. These are the services that has been provided by AWS. You can use the services of AWS free. Okay, so to do so you have to register yourself and you have to provide some debit card detail. They will charge you 2 rupees and 2 rupees will be back to you after some days. So now I'll make one server. So EC2 basically we can create the virtual server with the help of EC2. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just write EC2. Okay, see, virtual servers in cloud. So to create the virtual server you have to go to the option service EC2. Okay, this is the EC2 dashboard. Go to instances. After going to instances, see, I don't have any instance right now, so I have to launch. Okay, so you can check from here what are the free tier eligible. So you can see that this is eligible, this is eligible. Okay, those are not eligible. That Windows machine, you can create the Windows virtual machine. Okay, so I'll go with Linux. So I just want to go with this one, say Amazon Linux 2. So these are the basically AMIs. AMIs means Amazon Machine Images. Like I showed you the ISO. Okay, on-premise to the hypervisor, the ISO image gives the detail of the operating system for the new virtual machine. Okay, for AWS or cloud computing, this ISO, whatever ISO does, same thing does by the Amazon machine image or AMI. Okay, so these all are AMIs. Okay, Amazon Linux 2 AMI. So I'll go ahead, select it. So here you can see that family means basically the purpose of the this instance means nothing but the server. So purpose of server means general purpose. Okay, so you can see, if you come here you can see GPU instances. Okay, so I'll go ahead and select the free tier model, like free tier eligible. Okay, this one. vCPU is nothing but the CPU. What are the CPUs? How much CPU you get? One CPU. Okay, memory, how much memory in GB? 1 GB. EBS, I'll come to this EBS. Okay, network performance, low to moderate. So just ignore this thing you don't need to understand at all. Just you can see, like T2 micro, there is one CPU, one memory, 1 GB of memory. T2 small c, the memory becomes 2. So a combination of CPU and memory uniquely defines the family and type. Okay, so we'll go ahead and create one. So there are number of instances. How many servers I want to create? So I can select 10 also. Okay, now I'll show you just one. Okay, this VPC and all, just ignore this, because VPC now you will not understand. I mean, next class I'll talk on this. Okay, IAM role, this I'll say later, because while I'll show you the IAM thing or VPC thing. So subnet, select US East. Okay, just go to add storage. Okay, by default 8 GB is the storage you'll get. Okay, so this is the basically root storage is 8 GB. Okay, so go ahead and click add storage. Okay, configure security group. Okay, you can add the tag also. So here you can define the tags also. Like I have given the name. I can say that North Virginia instance. Next, security group. You can create the security group like create security group. Okay, like here you have to select the all traffic. All traffic means everyone can access your virtual machine. Okay, so as per your requirement you can change this one. Just make sure this should be anywhere and this all traffic to access your virtual machine. Okay, so just keep it as it is. Just click on launch. So now the thing is choose an existing key pair. So we have to create the key pair. Key pair is basically we have to download the public key. So public key from AWS. So it will give you the public key. You have to change the public key into private and save it. Okay, to access the virtual machine. So what I can do, I can just name it, key pair name, North Virginia key pair. Okay, just download it. Okay, so the extension of the file is .pem, which is basically public key. Okay, just launch the instance. Okay, so you can see that your instance is launching, still pending. Okay, so this is basically the virtual machine you just have created. Okay, so on description you can come here. This is public DNS, domain name system. So this is your public IP. Via this IP we can access the virtual machine. See, it has come up. Okay, so now we have to convert the public key to private key. Okay, so to do that you need puttygen. So puttygen you have to use. So from where you can get the puttygen, so you have to install it. So from this website you can download it. Okay, so I have opened it. I'll load the public key. So I have loaded it. I'll save the private key from here. I'll save it. I named it North Virginia private key. Save it. Okay, now you have to open the putty. You can open from here. You have to provide the public IP name. I just have copied from here. I'll paste it here. Okay, see, there is a login screen. Okay, so the login as EC2 user. So all the Linux machine, we have created the Linux thing, right? So for Linux machine I have to use the username as EC2 user. Okay, it will not open because there are some of the configuration I have to do. Okay, so let's go to putty again. Just put your public IP name, go to the authentication under SSH. Okay, browse the private key that you just have saved. Okay, from puttygen. So you can save the session also. Not every time you have to provide all the detail to open the session. You just save the session as I'm saving it. Open. See, now I am inside of the virtual machine. See, Amazon Linux 2 AMI, that I selected it, correct? So I need to update the system. Okay, I updated. That means it has the connectivity to the internet. That's why it is updating. So I updated this thing. Now I'll install the Apache. To install Apache, I need to write the command okay. Now I'll go ahead and create a web page, simple web page. I'm just changing the directory. I'll create index.html. Okay, I'll create a simple web page. uh, let's save it. My index.html has been created. Okay, so now let's check from the browser. Just copy the public IP. See, I can't access. I want to see the course. I can select, I can say write history to see the commands I have run. So I updated, I installed it, I installed the Apache, I changed directly to here, I have created index.html page. So there is something I missed. What is this? This is something like I forgot to start the Apache service. Okay, so now I'll start the Apache service. Sudo service start HTTP. Okay, okay, so it has been started. Okay, so it has been started. So let's check again. Yeah, friends, see, I can see the AWS demo virtual machine. Okay, that I wrote it there in the web page. Okay, so this is how we can create one virtual server. We can create a web page. We can deploy the web page and we can see the output from this public IP of the EC2 instance. Okay, that is there. Now come to the point of availability zone and region. If I expand this, you can see lots of options. These are the place name. Okay, Canada, Europe, Asia Pacific, Hong Kong, Mumbai. Okay, these are the location where data center, actual data center is there. Okay, so this is called region. Okay, and within one region there are multiple availability zone. Okay, so data center resides in the availability zone. Okay, and region is basically suppose I can say that in Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific, if I select this one, Mumbai. So within Mumbai you can, let's see, just select this. Okay, I want to create some one EC2 instance in Mumbai. Okay, let's see how many availability zone there it has. Okay, just go to instance, just go there, select, configure. See here within Mumbai 3 availability zone you can find. Okay, 1 2 3. So here also one data center, here also one data center, here also one data center. So region is basically place name, and availability zone is basically where the actual data center resides. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe the channel.